which means he's got some explosive.
All right, guys, I am back, and the Baltimore Ravens just snagged Devin Duvernay. Great. It's over. And there's the one receiver that I really like that was coming off the board. Right now, I got nobody in here, but that's okay. I will just wait till somebody jumps in here. I will get things going for the Packers when they're on the clock. Right now, the Titans are on the clock, and I forgot to put that in there. There we go. So the Titans are on the clock. I have no clue where they could go. It's unlikely that they go receiver. If there's anybody that comes in, great. If nobody does, oh, okay, we got 3 people. How's it going, 3 people? Right now, I'd like to recap what happened. The Baltimore Ravens just took Devin Duvernay, the wide receiver that I had my eye on for us. Man, we lost out on Duvernay. Colin Johnson out of Texas might make some sense. For the 4 of you that are in here, comment anytime you want on this whole thing. Right now, I'm still waiting for the Packers pick. Right now, the Titans pick is in. How's it going, Zach? Yeah. Packer fan or a fan of another team? Reveal your colors, my good sir. I am. Well, at least the draft can't get any worse for you guys. Well, it could actually. So, I'm just waiting for the Packers to be able to get onto the clock here. Just getting a little bit of a reaction here. Devin Duvernay, he went right off the board right before we got a chance to be able to get him and to get our wide receiver. To be honest, rookie wide receivers here in the 3rd round are kind of a mixed bag. You don't know what you're going to get from them. Okay, Zach. Welcome aboard, Zach. Just in case you don't know who I am, my name is Pac-Man Jake. I do videos on the Packers, and if you are not subscribed to me, you are more than welcome to subscribe for Packer content and other types of NFL content. I also do a few videos on the Milwaukee Brewers and the Detroit Red Wings. I'll be coming out with some things once the both seasons are back up. So I hope we get Johnson from Minnesota. Yeah, Tyler Johnson is a guy that I like. I'm not so sure if he's a 3rd round grade. I think he'll probably go tomorrow on probably maybe the 4th round. There are some things that are pretty good about him, some not so much. One of the things is physicality, and something that's kind of a little important in terms of being able to get off press coverage and whatnot. So otherwise, everything else is pretty good about him. He runs routes well. I don't know about his speed because I don't think he ran at the combine, so I don't know what his speed is. So since the Titans are their pick is in, I'm actually going to put the Packers on the clock here. So I'd like to be able to say hi to the 10 people that are watching, 13 people that are watching. You guys can comment anytime you want, and then we will find out together who the Packers are going to pick 94th overall if they are going to indeed make the pick. This could be a trade out into the 4th round, and I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. If I was the Packers, I would move out here because I'm not so sure if the value is here for a wide receiver or even for an inside linebacker, even though I do have my eye on guys like Akeem Davis-Gaither is a name to look out for, Troy Dyatt from Oregon, and Malik Harrison. I think we might get the liberal receiver because he's 6'6". That's Antonio Gandy Golden. He's a big receiver that the Packers like. But I really wish we would stop with these big-bodied receivers, man. I like to be able to get more of a smaller guy in like the 6'2", 6 feet range. A guy that can play inside, can play outside. Let's just get somebody that's just not a big catch radius kind of guy. somebody that's a little bit more well-balanced. Right now, Brian Gutekunst just loves those guys, and I think it's just time we just take a step back and stop, you know what I mean? Let's just go get a well-rounded receiver. Okay, Adam, how can the Packers screw this up? Your guess is as good as mine. I think something happened with Brian Gutekunst where it's not Brian Gutekunst that's making these picks. It's somebody else. A horrible GM is making these picks for the Packers, and Brian Gutekunst is making picks for another team. That's the only explanation. That's the only explanation. Hey, I got Matt LaFleur on. Yeah. So that's my only explanation. It's not Brian Gutekunst making these picks. He can't be. He's a good GM, and I think he's done a great job for us so far. A few misfires so far. I mean, give or take, there's some guys that need to develop and whatnot. Okay, can't be upset with the AJ Dillon. Seems like Coach LaFleur is a running back minded coach. Yeah, I really think he is, Zach. This team is tailored around the running game, especially with a lot of play action fakes, and so I expect this team to be very run heavy coming into the season with Aaron being 36 years old and all, and not really quite as good as he used to be. He's still good. Don't get me wrong. I love Aaron. He's still Aaron, but he's not quite the same Aaron that we are used to seeing. So, PGG, thanks for coming back into my stream here for this pick. I want either wide receiver, DT, OT, or linebacker. Amen. Amen, brother. Okay, the Titans are on.
The Tennessee Titans select Darrington Evans, running back.
It's Darrington Evans, the running back out of Appalachian State, the guy that I liked for the Packers. But not in this round. Darrington Evans here is a little bit of a reach, but I really liked Evans. Calder DD, Cowboys fan. So the draft has been pretty decent so far, but always like the Packers. Thank you, Calder. Thanks for the respect to the Green Bay Packers and the organization, and thanks for coming onto this stream, man. You are welcome to subscribe to my channel. Cowboys fans are kind of coming on here, and they are showing some love to my channel and supporting me a little bit. Guys like Beast of the East and Mosh, if you know who those guys are, they're Dallas Cowboy fans that make some videos here and there. It's pretty cool, and the Packers have made their picks, so the Packers will be picking here, so we're going to find out who it is pretty quick. Denver is on the clock here, so I'm going to put them on.
And boys, it's the best fight song that's out there. So let's not give the people what they want.
But of course, I'm not going to be here to see the picks. So unless anybody's interested in knowing who Denver's going to pick, I really don't care. Denver's done a pretty decent job so far in this draft.
Or a fight statement, because if it's a fight song, you better sing it. You better not say it.
Okay, with about 16 in here, let me know what you guys think, who this pick is going to be for Green Bay, for those that are Packer fans, or if anybody else that is, what is your guess? I don't have the slightest clue where the Packers could go. I've seen two very, very outside the box picks so far. I'm guessing it's going to be somebody that's really athletic, somebody that meets the RAS Packer threshold. So I can't think of anybody who's super mega athletic at this point. Malik Harrison is actually really super athletic. I think he graded it to the 9 points. Here we go.
The Green Bay Packers select Josiah Deguara, tight end, Cincinnati.
It's Josiah Deguara, the tight end, fullback.
Again, there are only two tight ends in the history of Cincinnati.
Okay, I had him going to the Packers, but not this early.
And it's not
wow.
Kelsey, it's Brent Selleck. Deguara is a guy.
Josiah I really liked because he's the kind of guy that we use in the H-back type of role. That's where Danny Vitale was, and that's what I pointed out in my last Packers 7-round mock. In the 3rd round, this is a little bit of a reach in my opinion, but I like Josiah the player.
39 receptions, 7 touchdowns. I thought the kid showed athletic ability after the catch.
Go Pack Go. Yeah, exactly. Number 1 Packers gamer. Go Pack Go. Tight end what? Zach. He's like a tight end fullback kind of a guy.
Look at Deguara. A lot of people were warming up to him through the draft process.
He looks pretty good downfield. He's not really much of a tackle breaker kind of guy. This is something that I pointed out in my mock. But I mean, I like him.
You got Love as a future quarterback, but at least they got Aaron Rodgers, a big back of 250.
He'll be a good target for Aaron, I think. Whether he lines up in the tight end or the fullback role. I definitely think that Matt LaFleur is saying. I think Brian is saying, Matt, have the floor, go get your guys, because this is all offense, and you know he goes up and gets Jordan Love, the quarterback that he absolutely wanted, and then gets a running back to play around in there with Jones and Williams, and then now a tight end fullback to use in the pass game and the run game.
Say at this point, we appreciate the fact that these draft.
Okay, now I'm gonna get to your comments, see what you guys are saying. I'll admit, I like the Jordan Love pick. He's our future. Yes, he is. He is our future, and I'm optimistic that he will be able to take over for that type of role. So, okay, Packers like Josiah. Yep. I'll definitely be making a thumbnail on that, and welcome Josiah to the Packers. I think this is the best. I think this is probably the better pick than all of them, to be honest. Our future team going to be cold. Nicholas, yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. But for 2020, not so much. Is this a good move? PGG, I think it's okay. I don't really love it, but I thought it was early for Josiah, but I don't know. The grades are here and there for these types of tight ends, and I know that there was a better tight end available, but considering the type of tight end, the versatile tight end that he is, I understand it. He blocks well, and he is a run blocking warrior, man. He will be used to help Jones and Williams get out there in the open. So that's why this makes a lot of sense to me. Why did we get a tight end? He's more like a tight end fullback, because we kind of did have a need there, but I don't think, not so much the inline tight end, but I think we already have that inline guy, Jay Sternberger. I don't get it. I give up. I feel you on that one. I don't really quite get it either. Why did we pick him this early? Scary off-play action. Yeah, I mean, Jordan, it can be pretty scary off-play action, and then being able to use our running backs in the play-action game would be great, and then having a guy like Josiah to help block will make it easier. I hope I was reading that. I was hoping I was reading that in context.
Defensive tackle, Arkansas.
Denver went with McTelvin Ajim, a defensive end from the Arkansas Razorbacks. I remember the Packers were interested in Ajim, but I think he was like a day 3 grade. So this one's a little bit of a reach here for the Broncos. And that's going to put... Oops, sorry, that's not Tennessee. Let's get off that. So let me know what you guys think about the pick. Those that have not had their chance to have their say before I end the stream. This is just my live reaction to the pick, and I certainly think the Packers are just saying forget about filling needs for this year and let's just go get future picks. It's puzzling to me why we haven't gotten an inside linebacker here. We get a guy to pair with, Kirksey, and but I kind of get that there's a possibility that Raven Green will be playing linebacker, so I understand that. And as far as wide receiver goes, I think the reason why we're not picking a wide receiver is because those top-notch guys are gone. We missed out on Mims, so I think that makes sense to why we are not going to go with that. We're just going to go with Devin Funchess as our number 2. And then hopefully some of our other guys behind him will develop, like Equinemius St. Brown and Marquez Valdez-Scantling can do something besides being a one-route guy, which is just a vertical, long strider, deep guy that he has been so far and has been very much. He's got a lot to learn, and he needs to pick things up, otherwise he's gone. I was kind of hoping at this point we would take a receiver and then just trade MVS away because I don't know if he has what it takes to be able to master a complex offense with our routes. And the Kansas City Chiefs took Lucas Niang, an offensive tackle from TCU. He didn't fit what we do. Oh, man. So with and nobody really commenting on what things are going on, I think everybody has had their say in what was going on with their reaction to this whole thing. I'm not going to drag on this thing for too long, so I think I will just end the stream, and I will probably be doing some videos on our draft picks at some point, so I will catch you guys later for that video. Peace.